This is John Paul Wright. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Some people call me... I'm gonna get into a feel-good article here from the Wall Street Journal, and they really tear apart Dark Fate, Terminator 6, and you know what? If you guys haven't heard about this, spoilers ahead. Gotta say that, you have been warned, spoilers ahead. The article is by the Wall Street Journal, and it says, Dark Fate review, worse than death, and that's not a joke. They mean it. It's worse, and they tear into this thing. I haven't read the Wall Street Journal in quite a while, and now I know they've got some people there with common sense. They say how this is politically correct, how it's dull, how it ruins the franchise, all the good stuff we want to hear. So, I think if you are with me and not liking what happened to John Connor, you're going to love this article. Here we go. Alright, so I might jump around just a little bit. It's about 5 pages, but they've got some really interesting, well-said stuff in here. Hollywood devoured Stone in Dark Fate, and another franchise bites the dust. Not just any franchise either. The first 2 Terminator films were in a class by themselves. Thrillingly original, dazzlingly conceived, and improbably stirring for their humanity. This one is in a different class, cobbled together by dunces in a last-ditch effort to wring revenue from a moribund concept. The plot makes no sense, time travel as a multiverse data. Worse still, it renders meaningless the struggles that gave the first 2 films of the franchise an epic dimension. Well said, Wall Street Journal. There's yet another unborn hero who will save humanity from the robots in another future that's yet to unfold, and a new set of characters notable mainly for their political correctness. Plus, a new Terminator, once again made of liquid metal, whose liquidity is matched only by its vapidity, whatever that means. They said it. Thank you, Wall Street Journal. Political correctness. That is the word. Danny was put in there, as was Grace, but more so Danny, for political correctness. If you doubt it, I don't think you understand what's going on in Hollywood today. We have all these male characters being moved out for female characters, but the problem is the men are weak or dead. They're not honorably passing the baton to great new female characters. They're weak or they're dead, and the woman's taking their place. Batwoman. Batman's gone. He's a coward. Luke, he can't fight for 30 years. He's a coward. John Connor, he's dead. You know, I could probably go on with some others. Those are some pretty big ones, though. And this is a pattern that is very irritating, and I hope people who are on the other side, who would say, oh, you're a hater, you're sexist, I hope you guys could at least do basic mathematical perception of reality and notice this is a pattern. Let's keep going. I love this part. He's a model Rev 9 played by Gabriel Luna with a succession of blank stares, narrow-eyed glowers, and menacing leers that establish a threat, albeit a dull one, but don't amount to what you might call a performance. Sounds bad. So they're saying it wasn't even good enough to be called a performance. Thank you, Wall Street Journal, again. And as before, he's all but indestructible, so there's no suspense attached to his fate, only repetitive and grindingly mediocre action sequences in which the heroines, we'll get into them in a minute, try to dismember his constantly remembering body or fry his refractory circuits. Here they get into Danny Ramos, and they mention that she's in like this futuristic factory. It's not like some hard life factory. Yeah, it's a factory, but you know, it's this really nice factory. They also mention she's very attractive. And the thing with that is, some people, you could say on my side, who are calling out these movies are saying, hey, wait a minute, you're only getting like these very attractive, thin, model-like girls to do these fighting scenes and things like that. We have some other, like, legit female heroes, and Grace in this movie is Brienne from Tarth. I'm not saying every single one, but it seems like the ones that are replacing the major men, like Batman, Luke, John Connor, are kind of like model-like and very attractive. So it would be better if they got like more like gritty, realistic looking women who might really be doing this fighting. Here they talk about Linda Hamilton and how she's reprising her role, but it doesn't really amount to much because what they say here is that the CGI is so poor it like distracts from Linda Hamilton's performance, which isn't like the huge connection for me, But what they say is it's like great when you first see her, but then as the movie goes on, it just doesn't quite do it in the same way. So yeah, obviously it's always great to see Linda Hamilton. She's great. She's probably the best part of the movie. But they were saying, even considering that she's so good in it, it didn't really help it so much. It's still not a very great addition to the franchise. Well, it's actually a terrible addition. I just made a mistake, but I'm gonna keep going here. Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible, terrible addition. Here they mention about Arnold Schwarzenegger and how he is back, but he is a happily married, fully domesticated, diaper-changing drapery salesman who happens to have been the Terminator of all Terminators long ago. At first, the actor looks like the work of a particularly gifted taxidermist, but he's still a sly one who knows how to dominate a scene. On the other hand, it doesn't speak well for Dark Fate that its most memorable moment involves a pair of sunglasses that Carl spots on a table in his house. On the off chance that you'll actually see this hapless clunker, I won't say whether he puts the shades on before going out to resume his terminations. Yeah, when I'm reading fast, Terminator's hard to say, so sorry if I kinda muddled that word up a little bit. So there you have it. Wall Street Journal really took this thing apart. I have not seen it yet. I will not see this in the theater. I don't think I will see it at all. I don't see the point in seeing it. I've seen some reviews, some detailed reviews. I've read some spoilers now. There's nothing that makes me want to see it. And I feel like I know enough to talk about it even without seeing it. I mean, I'm sure I could get into some details, see it with my own eyes, things like that, but there's so much wrong here. It seems like, kind of easy to pick out the worst things without actually seeing it myself. And I did see the scene where John is killed. That scene is available, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty distasteful, I'd say. He's young, too. It's like a kid, just a boom, boom. He's like a 13-year-old kid or something at that point. So not only is it this legendary hero, John Connor, it's kind of distasteful to see a kid die at like almost point blank like that. James Cameron, you done effed up, man. I don't think I'll ever watch anything from James Cameron ever again. There's no reason to. I'm kind of ashamed that I watched his stuff in the past. Seems like he has drank punch that was handed to him directly from Lucasfilms, Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, Brie Larson, that whole group. I'm doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, click on that subscribe button, press it, smash it, whatever you gotta do. Get subscribed. I got a John Talks promo at the end of this video. Thank you, John. More shouts to him, but I support him. And yeah, you'll see that. I just messed up in the end. Oh well, see you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.